So Krystal Ball, the host of The Hills Rising, got slammed online for apparently giving credit to Tucker Carlson. Now, I'm going to show you the video, and I'm also going to defend Krystal here because the response to her just completely ignores the actual fact and the arguments that she was trying to make. So first, this was posted by Matthew Dimitri, saying Krystal Ball says Tucker Carlson's immigration approach is nativist, xenophobe, but, quote, you have to give him credit for being willing to dissent. But there is more to the conversation than just that. So let me play this video.
Look, my view on immigration is not the same as Tucker Carlson's. Let's be clear about that. And I think there are legitimate reasons to criticize his approach in terms of a sort of nativist, xenophobe, all of that. But I also think you have to give him credit. Is there anyone on MSNBC who's critical of Democrats in the way that he's willing to be critical of this president?
Zero. No.
I mean, you have to give him credit for that, for being willing to dissent, which has real consequences, as we know, yes, on a mainstream network, on a very highly rated show, one that the president watches and
every
listens
night
to. So it's very high stakes in that way. And I think that, you know, for all the problems with Fox News, which there are many, and it is basically most hours like Republican cheerleading in the way that MSNBC is Democratic Party cheerleading. But I don't think there's any voice on MSNBC at this point that is nearly as independent-minded as he is.
So, in context, Krystal Ball here is making a larger point about how Tucker Carlson on Fox News is a dissenting voice when it comes to Republicans. Now, look, for the most part, he's not, of course. But he does dissent. He does criticize Trump more than any other host on the network. That is a fact. And forget just on the network, on Fox News. He criticizes Republicans more than MSNBC hosts do of Democrats. That is just a fact. So let me show you the outrage, because you may be thinking, well, this may have bothered you. I'm going to tell you what. Hopefully, I'm telling you why now it's not an issue. But you may be thinking, what was the problem with this? Well, let me show you some of the reactions. So Sleeping Giants here tweeted out, Krystal Ball, when someone says white supremacy is a hoax, says immigrants make our country poorer and dirtier, and whose program has been called Daily Stormer, the show, by neo-Nazis, you really don't have to give them credit for anything. So again, missing the larger point. She's not here to simply lavish praise on Tucker Carlson. That's not what she's doing here. Krystal Ball is clearly making a larger point that why aren't MSNBC hosts criticizing Democrats the way that Tucker sometimes does Republicans? That's the point that she is making here. It's not giving him blanket credit for no reason. Krystal Ball responds to this, saying, I literally call him a xenophobe in the segment, but please feel free to cancel me when you cancel all of the people who now lionize the Bush-era war criminals who lied us into the war and justified atrocities. Again, this is a great point as well. There are so many people that we continue propping up, or I should say we, that MSNBC, that CNN continue propping up in the media that are war criminals. But because they were former administration officials, they're seen as these authoritative voices, and they're brought on. And there's never any criticism about that. But when it comes to a media figure who, of course, says horrible things, there's criticism, as there should be. But there should also be criticism on these so-called experts that these networks bring on. More here. So Mehdi Hassan also had a problem with this. Says, pro tip, you don't have to give credit to white nationalists for anything. You really don't. Now, I responded with maybe the argument that I think is the most clear, I guess, saying, I'm sure at some point you've given Trump credit for knowing how to excite his base when Democrats don't. That doesn't mean you're giving a white nationalist credit. How is this any different? So showing you here, again, how Krystal Ball was using Tucker Carlson to make a larger point. Just like when people use Trump, giving him credit knowing how to speak to his base to make a larger point about how Democrats don't know how to speak to their base. It's not giving Trump, oh, Trump's awesome. He's so awesome because he's able to rile up his base. That isn't the point. The point is you're saying that Democrats can't do or aren't even trying to do what Trump does in terms of speaking to his base and actually getting them involved. So this larger point completely lost. And this was found. Got to give credit here to the L2 on Twitter. Found this old tweet from Mehdi Hassan where to be fair, he's quoting Max Boot here, but he's clearly agreeing with the quote, quoting out saying, "You have to give Trump credit. He has figured out how to weaponize outlandish conspiracy theories." You have to give Trump. How dare you give a white nationalist credit? I can't believe you gave a xenophobe credit. It's just like, it's the exact same freaking thing. And these people, like, it's amazing. Mehdi Hassan, who, look, I've done videos where has done amazing work, has been on, whether it's MSNBC or CNN, basically stole the panel, stole the show. I've covered that stuff. But since Biden has become the nominee, Mehdi Hassan, at least on Twitter, has been horrible. All he's been doing is stomping down or attacking people on the left, attacking Bernie supporters, progressives, for not automatically going after and loving Joe Biden and saying they're going to support him. Like, you don't win people over to your argument, to your side, by shaming them for what they're for. First of all, being correctly pissed off that the Democratic Party once again put their thumb on the scale. The media especially put their thumb on the scale. At the very least, give people time. Like, allow these supporters, these Sanders supporters, who, like, many of them went all across the country, like flew to different states to volunteer for the Sanders campaign, just to see the media continuously misinform people about Bernie Sanders, see the Democratic Party continually stomp on him, and to have the campaign lose, mostly because of that, mostly because, I would say, of the media coverage. Give these people some friggin' time to just digest and sit back and, like, it's April right now. To get on these people's asses and criticize them for not backing Biden immediately is completely ridiculous. One more thing here. Kalinsky Krat, who's a great follow, by the way. I think I follow Kalinsky. Don't I? I don't. I feel bad now. Follow. There you go. While everyone was obsessing over a Tucker Carlson comment, Krystal Ball was busy having one of the most important conversations in media with the great Nina Turner. So, also a great point here. I got to give credit to The Hill Rising. They do great interviews. I watched this one with Nina Turner. She is, of course, fantastic as always. But yeah, you'll never see Mehdi Hassan, tweet out a video like this where they're interviewing Nina Turner or having a real discussion. But you'll see him come out and attack the left or attack Krystal Ball over a random comment that was taken out of context. And even, actually, it wasn't taken out of context, but the quote in the tweet took her out of context. So everyone needs to just settle the hell down. Like, I understand if she was giving, if Krystal was giving blanket praise to Tucker Carlson, yeah, I would say it would be an issue, but that's not what she was doing. She was making a larger point. In context, there was nothing wrong with it.